Hello everyone and welcome to another Feed Army video. My name is Emmanuel and today I will be talking about what you can do if you are permanently suspended from Google Merchant Center. If your Google Merchant Center account is permanently suspended and you've already used up your final review, is it game over? Not necessarily, but the next steps require strategy, honesty and most importantly, legitimacy. Let's break down exactly what you can do and cannot do if you want to start fresh. So what can you not do first? Before we get into what you can do, let's get one thing out of the way. You cannot just create a new Merchant Center account using the same business, same name or same site. That's called a circumventing policy and Google will likely catch you. You'll end up getting your new account banned as well. Possibly even your entire Google Ads profile blacklisted. But here's the good news. If you're generally launching a new legitimate business, then yes, it is possible to start fresh. But it has to be fully separated, not just a different logo. A completely new legal and digital identity. If you're generally launching a new legitimate business, then yes, it is possible to start fresh, but it has to be fully separated, not just a different logo. A completely new legal and digital identity. Let me walk you through how to get this right from the start. So step 1 is set up a new legal business entity. You want to create a new legal structure like an LLC or a corporation in your country of residence. This gives you a unique company registration number, tax ID and business profile. This is crucial because Google treats a legal business as a true source of trust. For example, in the US you will have an LLC, in UK or Europe Ltd, in Australia you have Pty Ltd, and for example in Canada it's a private corporation. Step 2 is build a fully separate online presence. Now that you have a fresh business, you need to separate every part of your online identity from the suspended one. First, you need a completely new website domain. You need a completely new brand name and logo. You need a completely new hosting and email. Sorry that I'm always saying a completely new because I want to emphasize the importance. You need a completely new phone number. You also need a completely new payment processor. You need a new Google account, anything that is related to ads, analytics, Merchant Center, even Google Pay, etc. And also, for example, things like YouTube. And you need a completely new IP address and computer. Don't recycle anything from the old brand. Even reusing images, copy, or product listings can get you flagged. This is a clean slate. Step 3. Stay legally and digitally independent. Make sure you don't share business information or digital signals across the old and new accounts. That includes: don't use the same browser or device. Use a clean, clear virtual machine or a new session. Don't use the same billing info or credit card. Don't link to the same Google Ads Manager account. Don't redirect or reference your old website. This isn't about hiding, it's about being generally new and compliant. Step 4. Make the new store fully compliant. Now you build a brand new website with all the required trust factors Google looks for. So these are just the basic steps, but there are over 100 to 150 different items that I personally check for a website compliance. So make sure that you read all the policies to ensure your website and business details are all compliant. But here are some of the basics. Add a terms and conditions page, privacy policy, refund and returns policy, accurate product data, secure checkout, but that's pretty much standard nowadays, clear contact information. Remember, most suspensions happen because of trust and transparency issues. Get this part right and you build a strong foundation for the future success. However, make sure that you check the policies because the smallest error that you make or item that you forgot to include can cause a suspension. Trust signals are also very important. So things like reviews, third-party verifications. Here is an important legal note. You should only take this route if this is a real separate business. If your goal is just to get back in and list the same products that you got suspended before, don't bother. Google will detect that and risk is bigger the second time. The real scenarios where this is legitimate. Here are some real-world examples where a new setup is 100% appropriate. You've sold your old business and started something new. You're launching a different product line under a new brand. Your previous store was run poorly by someone else and now you're starting your own brand properly. So here's the final checklist recap. If you're serious about starting fresh, here's what you should do. Form a new company, register a new domain, new contact info, separate bank and payment profiles, fresh devices or clean browsers, create a compliant website with legal pages, never link anything back to your suspended business. Starting over after a permanent suspension is hard, but not impossible. Just remember, be ethical, be compliant, and take your time to set things up the right way. For example, you also need to make sure you do it in the right order. For example, don't set up a Google Merchant Center account, submit the feed, and then afterwards you make sure your website is compliant. That is a bad strategy. You first need to set up the basics, which is the business, then the website, and then once everything else is correct, set up the account and then set up and submit the feed. Don't do it the other way around. So make sure you do things correctly. If you found this helpful, hit the like button and subscribe for more tips on Google Merchant Center, feed optimization and e-commerce success. See you in the next one.